Right, hello guys, and welcome to another video in my sort of analog circuits project, etc, etc. Now what we have here is something which uses a device called a BBD, a bucket brigade device, and an LFO and a chip which is a clocking chip which outputs a frequency. If you haven't already guessed it, this is an analog chorus. If you just have a butcher's at all the components there. Now this one is based on the one called the Zombie. It's called the Zombie chorus. I think that's the name of it anyway. It's just called the Zombie chorus. So I've basically just managed to build this together. There's two ways you can build it. You can either build it using two different ICs as the Bucket Brigade device IC, which basically does the delaying of the input signal and mixes it with the dry signal basically, and that is determined by, clocked by an LFO, which goes into, but the LFO is at this op amp over here, which goes into another IC, which is a CD4046, and then we go over to the Bucket Brigade over there, and this is the input buffer, etc. I've just got a couple of trimmers there for biasing the signal, and what I've done here is a few modifications. So if I just quickly run you through them, basically what I've done here is this switch here. Basically it does something called a clone mode. So we have our standard chorusing signal. When we turn this switch either way, what we will get is a slower delayed signal, so it actually sounds more like a delay, or more of a sort of vibrato tone. On the LFO I have two capacitors here, for which I've put them to be switched, so you can have one on and then you switch another one on in series, which hires the capacitance value, which basically slows the LFO down further, so you can have a more of a sort of spacey, phasey, flangey effect on this. And we just have a 9-volt regulator there, because the actual chip itself actually only runs on a 9-volt regulator maximum. And yeah, so we have that there. So this is the LFO speed. We can either have it fast or slow, and then we can have it in normal mode, or we can have it in what they call it in clone mode, which sounds a lot more wobbly and more sort of, I guess, the name, where the name Zombie come from. And here we have 3 potentiometers. This one here is a standard one with the circuit, which is the speed potentiometer, and then we have the depth potentiometer, and here we have a wet and dry potentiometer. So we can either have it a wet signal and dry signal. And what I'm going to do is probably try and do a few demos of running some circuits or some signals through this. No guitars, unfortunately. I don't play a guitar, but I wanted to incorporate this in my project for a very long time. I wanted to put an effect on it. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to do distortion or a chorus. To be honest with you, that's all the room I have for now. So I've decided to go for the chorus approach. And again, the only component you'd probably struggle with is getting hold of a decent working MN3200. Sorry, let me say that again, MN32007 or a MN3007 Bucket Brigade device, or delay, whatever it's called. I can't quite think of the wording for the acronym. Anyhow, yeah, so next video I'll just I'll sort of show you some sounds. I'm going to hopefully try and hook this up to my my synthesizer and get this running nicely, and we'll see how it affects the actual current when I hook all the circuits up together. If it's a no-no, then well, we might have to go back to the drawing board with it and try and possibly run this off batteries, to be honest with you, because this will run off a 9-volt battery. So we'll just take negative into the voltage regulator, into where the ground input, we have three pins there. We'll take the negative into the first pin, you can just see there. Well, sorry, the first pin will be the positive, next one will be the ground or your negative, black cable from your battery, and then we have your positive out, and we just all the grounds run exactly common. It doesn't matter too much on the actual types of capacitor you use to start off with, but I'm guessing they may affect the tone, because you have, like here where you can see these 347k resistors. These act as a low pass anti-aliasing filter, and a little ladder there, and these capacitors sort of help that filtering as you pass it. It passes a signal to ground and tries and fills out the high frequencies. Anyway, I'll be back soon with some more of my business. Catch you soon, people.